reach out if you have some help. I also want to give a shout out to Startup TNT. Their summit is coming up on not this Thursday, but next Thursday. I believe it's April 3rd, 5 p.m. at Platform. Come on out, see some of the great startups that are out there. They'll have their top 20 pitch night, have some food, celebrate our ecosystem. But more importantly, you have an opportunity to network with some of the greatest people in our ecosystem. So make sure you come on out and check that out. But today, I am excited about this opportunity to talk with Sean and Trenton, the founders of Tomorrow. How are you guys today?
Yeah, good, Jade. How are you?
Man, I can't complain. It's a rainy Wednesday. I don't really care. It's raining. This is my favorite part of the week, to meet incredible founders, inspirational founders like yourself, and listen to your story.
Awesome. We're excited to be here. Glad to be here.
Well, I'm rocking the Founders Coffee shirt today, and it was yesterday. You guys are rocking. I don't have a Tomorrow shirt, so I'm just gonna say
we can hook you up. Yeah,
I'm an extra large. I can be bought pretty cheaply.
All right.
That I can rock on the show here. But we met actually at Founders Coffee. So I always talk about the importance of networking and getting out there and talking to people. But I also want to hear how you guys met. How did you guys meet? How did you decide to become business partners and start Tomorrow?
Yeah, well, Tomorrow started with the intentions of trying to get me back into the gym, which is something I never thought I was going to struggle with. And then we actually went to high school together, and he was doing his own thing in the old marketing department, blowing up on socials, posting all the right videos. I was just hooked on my phone, always watching his stuff. So once I had this big idea and I knew it could help more than just me get into the gym, I reached out to him and I was like, hey, I want to do this thing and I want to launch it as soon as possible. Like, I know I'm going to need people, I'm going to need eyes on it, and you already know a thing or two about the video, so you want to join the team, sort of thing. Is how that went. Yeah, I think people are always. Yeah, I mean, people like people always ask. He came to we're from a small town. I think Jade knows this, but for everyone watching, we're from a town called Rocky Mountain House, about 4,000 people. He moved there in high school, and he lived pretty close to me. So we kind of started becoming friends, going snowboarding together, whatnot. And we weren't super, super close, but then as we got older, we got closer. And then it was just this one summer, we started hanging out a bunch. He had this idea, and I was like, let's do this thing. And like, it's funny because as we kind of explore this ecosystem, everyone always like jokes about us being brothers, being brothers, but also just going into business with your friends. It's like everyone always says to not do that, but I think we've done pretty well. I mean, we obviously, it's harder some days than others, but I mean, we're I think a pretty good example to show that it can work. So
who's telling you not to go into business with your friends?
Man, I don't know. I get told a lot.
Every team's coach out there.
Yeah. And then then we brought our third buddy on to do the dev side, and they're like, "Oh my God, you guys are
Well, I mean, I would never actually say that. I think, I mean, I've seen a lot of ugly breakups when it comes to partners. I've seen things that I've had to do. I've helped the company through. We helped the company through one here just recently. But again, I mean, you got to start somewhere, and if you have a good passion, I mean, let's just kind of talk about that. Tell us why it's been such a good experience working with your friends, rather than people saying not to do it.
Yeah. Well, just to start our relationship off in the co-founder department, we first flew across the world. So we did a lot of traveling, hip to hip, sort of joined at the hip, going around the world, starting a business, posting stuff, and then we moved in together. So not only is he my business partner,
sounds crazy.
He's also my roommate, and we travel the world together. So the ideal guy.
By the way, I want to preface, we both have girlfriends. So,
but yeah, I don't know, like the business has been just like our lives. Like we kind of share the same vision. Like as soon as we decided we were doing this, it's like every second is how are we going to grow this business, whether it's marketing or the dev side or networking. It's like we share the same vision. I think it's all we really want to do. And it's nice when you take a little bit of time off here and there, but I think we prefer more to just work on the business because I think we share the same goals, which is kind of the biggest thing. I think if you're going into business with someone that doesn't share the same goals, that's when it's going to blow up.
No, absolutely right, and thanks for sharing that, because I have no problem with I've been in business with my friends before. I am going to be in business with a friend again, shortly. Like I think there's some, there's obviously pros and cons, but if you have a good, healthy relationship that's been there for a while and you're open and honest, and it's always never going to be hunky dory. I'm sure you guys have had some good, healthy discussions. We'll call it.
That's right. Yeah. Communication is key at the end of the day.
Right. And it's key whether you're good friends or business partners or colleagues. It doesn't matter where you are.
Yeah.
So I want to dive into, how you got the idea for tomorrow. I know you said that, it came on to getting you back to the gym. So taking it from how that started, how did you say this is an actual business? At what point did you say, oh my God, we can make a business out of this?
Yeah. It is a bit backwards, to be honest, because in my head, to make an app, cost no more than a couple $1,000s is what I thought. And sue me if I was wrong, which I was. But I thought, if at the very minimum, if I can get this product out there, it works, it helps me, and it helps other people connect and accomplish their goals. And even if just a couple people like it, it would have been worth, me at least, trying it, having the idea, because the first thing after an idea is you have to, tell it to all your friends, and then tell your families, like, oh, people, gauge a little bit of the interest. And then you take the steps and like turn it into an actual thing. So then I'm making phone calls to app developers and getting quotes a lot more than a few $1,000s and trying to see what's the cheapest way I can get this out there to see if it works for people. And, but in my head, I wasn't looking to build a business. I was just looking to put a product out there that would help people. And then, as you go on and spend more of my time at the very least, and then getting him involved, and then another person is like, okay, we've got 3 people working on the same thing. Eventually, these guys want to get paid. So then it's figuring out, where's the value in creating our product? Where's the, what are people willing to pay for? Sort of that stuff. So I never had the intentions on making millions. My goal was to make a product worth that people wanted to use, and then, the money would come, in my head at least. But I really had to find the money, is what I'm learning now.
So, I mean, one of the coolest things that, I've watched you guys grow over the last year, taking this from that idea, from something to developing it, to creating a community. I have not seen somebody create a community like you guys have with your social media following. It's been impressive, and kudos to you. And I know obviously that's going to play a huge part as you grow. So how for the people out there, how did you do it, and how do you maintain your followers and the activity on your account? So don't be scared to dive into that, because I think everybody always thinks that if you build it, they will come, or if you post, they will come. We all know that's not the case. So maybe there's some secrets out here that you can share with the people that are listening.
Yeah. So like the thing is, with when we decided to start this thing, it was like, okay, let's market this super professionally. Let's, not just show that 2 guys, 2 20-some-year-olds are trying to build an app. Like, let's make this look good. And then super quickly, I was like, this is not actually going to work. For one, because it's not what I'm good at. But for 2, like, people buy from people. People want to watch a story build and unfold and stuff like that. So we just started marketing. Like we just started doing what I call celebrity branding. So that's like attaching a face to a brand, attaching creators to a brand. And that's what we did with ourselves. So we just started jumping on the camera, saying, what's up? We're building this app. It's going to be awesome. We have no idea when it's coming because we don't even have a developer yet. Obviously we didn't say that, but just started posting, and like we posted every single day for, I don't know how many posts we have on the page now, but it's just all about consistency. And then eventually you find something that hits. And we were out on a run one day and we decided to film this video.
It was my birthday run.
Yeah.
We were doing
decided to film this video, filmed it. A couple days later, I was like, oh, I should edit that video that we filmed. And it was announcing our run club. We wanted to start a run club in Calgary. So I threw that video up. It did 300,000 views. The run club was then born. So that took us from 0 to maybe like around 10,000 followers
by the end of summer.
Yeah. But then like, I guess like kind of the secret that I would say that took us from there to we're at 40 now is you can't make ads. Like if you're marketing a product, a company, a service, like nobody wants to see an ad, and an ad's never going to go viral. So we would go on hikes and we'd film a crazy hike video that's like super engaging, super quick. And then at the end, we'd say, comment tomorrow down below. We'll send you a link to our app. And, you know, those videos did, I think our biggest one was 3 million views. It got us, you know, over 2,000 downloads on our app. So it's like people don't want to see ads. People want to see people, and they want to see like fun, engaging things. And then if you can mix a little bit of your product in there, then that's kind of the best way that we've done it.
And I think that, I mean, obviously for anybody who wants more information, you can go to the Tomorrow app. It's in the comment section, click on it. They have Instagram is where I follow them and see all the cool videos that you guys are doing. And maybe one day I'll come out for a hike. That's kind of like having Nikki ask me to come out for a run. I hate running. I can run on a squash court for an hour like I did last night and got a big W. But
Let's go.
I don't know. I just can't. I bet you I couldn't even run around the block. So
yeah, it's not easy, and not everybody's a fan. Like I'll be the first to say I was never the biggest fan of running, but you know, it was just such a we seen the market opportunity for run club specific coming from Australia, because like we had mentioned, we were traveling together. We were in Australia, and every single neighborhood or like suburb had its own run club.
It was like 200-300 people. Like,
yeah,
crazy.
They would meet at different days of the week. Like just like all the neighbors knew about this run club. And I was like, it just blew my mind that it was like a thing that people would attend and show up to. And then, you know, it became like trendy online over there, waking up because the sun's up so early. So they'll be posting videos like wake up at 4 a.m. so I can go to run club. Like that, just that's a crazy sentence, right? It's like, why are you waking up at 4 a.m. and why are you going to run club? And we noticed that nobody was doing that over in Canada. Like number one, the mornings. That's what we wanted to start was we wanted to do morning run clubs, be more similar to Oz, but our sun doesn't come up till later.
Yeah.
And nobody was doing it on socials. Like nobody really started that trend of like what it looks like getting ready to run club. Like there was so much potential we saw coming over here.
So let's talk. I mean, I'll probably have a few more questions about your social media presence as it pertains to the business here. So why don't we talk about, you know, what is tomorrow going to be? What are you looking at making tomorrow? And we'll maybe talk a little bit about the importance of social media in this, you know, growing your business. Yeah.
Tomorrow, like essentially breaks down to a social accountability platform. So similar to like Be Real or Instagram in the terms of you have your friends and followers on there, but rather than posting life updates or whatever else you're doing, you're sharing one goal that you have for the next day, and then you all help each other out in accomplishing that goal. But for a business side, we're building it to be a subscription-based platform with a tiered system offering different sort of rewards, whether that's more in-depth self-analytics on accomplishing your goals with features, calendar features or AI features in suggesting your goals, and then coming all the way down to like a tiered rewards program. If you get your streak high enough, you get certain
free
discounts.
gym classes and stuff like that.
Yeah. But the whole idea is social accountability is what it boils down to. Like we have another branch of revenue that we're working with now is our B2B business to business. So we're doing like affiliate marketing in a sense. So somebody's running a promotion and they can run an ad, so to speak. But we call it a promotion just because we always say that there's not going to be any ads. So just to offer the people who are there more value, I guess.
So when it comes to, achieving their goals, so what type of goals are people putting in there, or what type of goals have you guys done, or share some examples for our listeners that are here now and and in the future? Like, is it simple daily goals? Is it difficult daily goals? Are they business? Are they personal? Are they, what type of things are people, posting for goals?
Yeah. So like, when we launched, it was kind of super, like our videos that did well on social media were running and hiking. So we've seen a lot of those, but as we grew, we've seen a lot more, daily tasks like laundry, cleaning the house, stuff like that. Right now we are trying to, we want to niche more into like fitness, and we try to encourage people to set their goal as the hardest thing that they have to do the next day. So it's like, if you're going to the gym every single day, no matter what, and you're setting your goal as go to the gym, we're trying to get people to set the goal as, maybe the thing that they know they need to do, but they might skip out on.
The cardio.
Yeah. So if you're like, you're going to the gym every day, but you're supposed to be going for a run, we want people to set the goal as go for a run, like set the hardest part that you might skip out on the next day, because that's what you need accountability on. But we do see a lot of gym and fitness goals right now, and a lot of kind of daily task goals right now.
So have you, on the gym and fitness side, like how does your app kind of hold them accountable? I know you've got all these people, walk me through the process. Say, if I'm going to say, okay, I want to, we'll use that go for a run example. And I put it on there saying, I'm going to go for a 15K run at the gym today or outdoors. Explain the process to me.
Yeah. So you set your goal, you set something that you want to do the next day. So you want to go for a run. You're going to set your goal, go for a 15-kilometer run.
Put it into community.
And then, you throw it into a community. So we have runners communities, fitness communities, learning. We have all these communities on the app. So you can post it into that community. You'll get boosts, we call them. That's our version of likes. Notes is our version of comments. So you get boosts, people see your goal. And then the next day, you're kind of like, well, I've had 10, maybe 20 people boost this goal. I either have to go for a run or let it expire. And when it expires after that full day, it turns red and it turns into a little lightning bolt button. And that's when people can then give you a jolt, which is, I guess, our version of like a dislike.
A kick on the butt.
Yeah. To be like, why didn't you do this? So, we're kind of like pushing you to be like, oh, I've told my friends. It's kind of like sending a video to your friend that says, I'm going for a 15-kilometer run tomorrow, slap me if I don't do this type thing. So it's just social accountability. You're sending it out to the world. Of all your friends are seeing it, so that the next day you feel like you have to do it, or else you're letting yourself and these 20 people that gave you a boost down.
Oh, I get that, right? I mean, I see it. We talk about goals, whether it be personal and business, all those types of things. And a lot of people, maybe don't have somebody, a mentor, a coach, or whatever it may be to hold them accountable. Or maybe they did in the past and they liked it and they were an athlete, and now they're not an athlete anymore, or a weekend warrior, and maybe they're missing something like that in their lives.
Yeah. And I guess I should preface too, for everyone watching that doesn't know how our app works, is you set a goal for the next day. That's why it's called tomorrow. And then the next day you post a photo of you doing that goal. So if it was go for a run, you've got to take a photo of you out on a run. If it was go to the gym, in the gym, you're taking a photo. That's the proof concept, just for everyone. So,
And so what do people, after they're done, say, I make my goal, and I haven't posted, but if I make my goal, what do people say? Is it very encouraging? Do people engage in it? What's the feeling?
Well, right after you take the photo and everybody can see that boost
True.
button then turns into a little confetti cannon. So then that's the congratulations button. So it's nothing but positive feedback after you complete it. And in the note section there, you know, what is that photo of, right? If you said you're going to go to the gym and it's a blank photo,
You might get roasted.
you might have some people in there like, hey, this doesn't look like the gym to me. Which is good. Like we always need a little bit of, you need to get
More
called
accountability.
out on your stuff.
Yeah. So when we first were doing beta testing, we didn't have like a thing for expired goals. They would just go expired and you'd lose your streak, and that was that. And everyone was asking for more accountability. Like they wanted to be, shamed if they didn't complete their goal. And so then that's when we kind of introduced the Jolt feature. So yeah, it's like, it is super positive. Like we've noticed a lot of positivity. We're yet to have anything bad happen, knock on
Fingers
wood.
crossed. Jeez.
So yeah, everything's been pretty positive and pretty good so far.
Well, let's talk about that positivity, right? I mean, again, I've coached kids from, Bantam AAA up into the, coaching WHL, been involved in hockey, and I understand the drive and the difference that somebody needs. Like, and even both of our daughters, one you can maybe get a little more aggressive or angry with, and the other one, maybe you have to baby a little bit more and give more positive reinforcements type thing. So do you see a lot of people, need that or want that or find that as their motivation to keep going?
I wouldn't necessarily say their motivation. I would say it's such a good way to stay connected with your friends. Like, I'm sure everybody can relate to like their mother always like checking us. What are you doing now? What are you doing now? What are you doing now? But as you get older, you lose that, and then you don't want it. It's a lot harder to stay connected with your friends, especially in like like you said, coaching. You can coach somebody. You can give them everything they need to accomplish what they want to do, but it's up to them. Motivation or not, it's up to them to take the steps and take your advice and do the things you told them to do to get better or to achieve that end result.
No, I agree. Right. Again, big fan of obviously coaching, been there, right. Been a mentor for a lot of people. And I truly think it helps. Like it does help, and even if it is to be a little more motivated to make yourself a better person and go to the gym, if we're using that as an example, right?
Yeah.
Like and it is positive, and it's only a positive reinforcement to have people celebrating those wins with you. And there might not be, there might be days where you shit the bed and don't do it and things get in the way. Life gets in the way, right? And, like you're like, okay, I promised myself, like I got to hold myself a little more accountable.
Yeah. I think something that we've kind of noticed that people, like about our app is that there's a lot of people that maybe they just started their gym journey or they've been going for a while and they go and they don't get like that hit of like celebration or anything like that. So, but with our app, they get to post it every single day of them going to the gym and everyone sees it. So it's like that positive reinforcement type thing.
Well, and I mean, we just this, speaking of gym rats, like Derek Kurvinga is just in here right now, like talking about the gym, right? Like I do. It's hard. It's hard to stay motivated to go to the gym. I mean, I've been a member at our gym for 25 years and I've had, training my entire life with being an athlete. But I see so many people come, especially, your New Year's resolutioners, right?
Mm-hmm.
And, my gym parking lot's empty by, well, probably another 4 days. Like it's all not as many people. So, I guess on the business side, have you thought about partnering with any gyms or anything or incorporating with, with any people like that?
Yeah. So like one of our streams of revenue, we had mentioned we're doing B2B or affiliate marketing. We're working with Gold's Gym, local to Calgary. So we're offering everyone who's on a Tomorrow app user, it gets 80% off their enrollment, and then they just pay their biweekly payment. So I think it's a couple $100 off or something. But like definitely there's opportunity to get more in gym presence, whether we set up a booth or just stand at the door and make everybody download the app to come in. But there's lots of stuff we could do with the gyms for sure.
No, absolutely. So I love it. I love, I've been a fan of you guys since I've met you, like I said, about a year or so ago, and trying to support, and you guys are active in the community. I think you should be active in the tech community a little more. I know we've done some pickleball stuff. We've done a few other things like that. And I think the tech community could use a little help, staying active, which is, Platform's done a good job with their softball league. So let's talk a little bit short term here. What's next for you? Let's say in the next maybe 6 months to a year, and then maybe, a 5-year plan.
Yeah. I like it. Break it. We've got big goals, but it's breaking it down to what you can take action to. But right now, we're obviously maybe not quite obvious, but we're in the Velocity program at Platform Calgary, so we'll be just finishing that the end of next month. We get to do a big pitch. Really, we use that course, and it's really helped us. Put a proper business hat on, and understand what it takes to run a business, lead a team. Raising money, like when to raise, when not to, which has been a great tool for us. And coming into the summer, which is probably our busiest time with the Run Club, we're launching our first season two, we're calling it, of Run Club. The first weekend of April, we're doing a big collaboration with Red Bull, and we'll have free food for 100 people. So all you guys watching get first access to those coming. It's at Confederation Park. Feel free to come by and say hello. Season 2 Run Club. And then, going into that, the next month, we've got the marathon coming up. We're the official ambassadors of the Calgary Marathon, or two of the official ambassadors. With that, we're hosting an after party at House 831. We'll have some ice baths and recovery. We'll have Myo Detox coming out with some recovery chairs and whatnot. Following May, June. Yeah, so we're looking to get into more races. Hopefully we're not participating in all of them, because I'm tired of running marathons. but yeah, getting into the race scene, that, maybe check out a High Rocks, see what it's like. But there's tons of room for improvement, or growth, I should say, here in the city, and we're really looking to capitalize on that.
Yeah, I think we just we want to be so part of the health and wellness scene in Calgary. There's the Mother's Day run. We're hosting our own running event in April. We got Run Club every Saturday, the Calgary Marathon. We just want to have a crazy busy but active, summer of promotion and just being super involved in the Calgary scene. Summer's always super busy for us, but yeah, we love doing it. So.
Well, and I think that's extremely important, obviously, having goals, right? In the comment section, attacking, Delwar here, talking about accountability is a game changer, right? And it doesn't matter what it's in. If you need a community to hold you accountable, that's great. Here's an option for you. If you need a one-on-one mentor to hold you accountable, that's also acceptable. So it's such an awesome platform, in my opinion, to have yourself being held accountable, because again, it's whatever works for me might not work for you, might not work for the next person. But if something does, it should be used.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. We use it. It helps us so much. That's kind of a way too, that we've seen that the product is going to work, is that it works so well with us. It'll be 9:00 at night and I'm like, oh, I set my goal to go for a run. I'll just have to go, whether it's only 5K, 3K, whatever. It really does work and hold you accountable. So yeah.
And what else is more important than being held accountable, right? Especially to yourself.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Yeah.
In the end, it's about you and how you feel about yourself. And honestly, and I've said this, and all over the place, a company is only as healthy as its founder. And if you're being active and you're out there and you're making yourself a better person and feeling good about yourself, it's only going to translate into all the other things in your life.
Yeah. One of the small little catchphrases, I find myself saying a lot is celebrating the small wins, right? whether you go to the gym already or you don't, or you said you're going to wake up early and you did, it's having that opportunity to share that with other people and, make it bigger than just yourself, and really take advantage of being able to celebrate that with other people.
No, I totally agree. And I love that. Right. And I love everything about it. So I'm always sad when these conversations come to an end, because you guys have created something really awesome. I love it, and I hope everybody out there that's listening now and watching this in the future, gets motivated and tries to improve themselves. But you guys are fresh new entrepreneurs, and you kind of understand, and you've been there. You've probably banged your head against the wall and like, oh my goodness, this works, this doesn't work. So I will start with you, Sean. If you had one piece of advice for an entrepreneur or startup, what would that be?
I would say 100% is building out your network. Like, we would not have a clue about running a business if we didn't go to Founders Coffee, join the Velocity program, even like meeting our developer now. It's like our biggest asset is the people around us, and I think that's almost everyone's biggest asset, or could be. I would say if you're a young entrepreneur or you're just starting out, just start learning. Like, go to events, network, and just be a sponge and just learn. And also, don't be afraid to ask questions. Like, showing up to Founders Coffee our first time, like, we didn't have a clue.
No, I knew Jade Alberts ran it, and I was going to look for him.
Yeah, exactly. So
for guidance.
Yeah. So just don't be afraid to ask questions. When you're starting out, nothing, but everyone that knows something was in that position once. So I would just say network and be a sponge.
100%. I love that. And that's so true. And Derek said he's already downloaded the app. So we've got one person downloaded the app already from this conversation.
Awesome.
How about you, Trenton?
One piece of advice I give to a new entrepreneur, like outside, like obviously you have to try. I'm building this app was like, I was tired of people telling me they were going to do stuff. I wanted to see them actually do it. So if you have an idea and you think it could be something, at the end of the day, you have to try it. Implement that. Being an entrepreneur is take an idea that you think could be successful and finding the cheapest, fastest, and easiest way to implement that, to see if it's, at the bare minimum, a viable idea. And to do that, or to be in a position to figure out ways to do that, you have to, like Sean said, you have to learn, whether that's reading, talking to people, asking questions. You have to find out what's going to work.
I mean, those are two great pieces of advice, right? I mean, I love it. Be a sponge, get out there and everything, right? Hold yourself accountable. I mean, this conversation itself has been, it's set me up for a pretty pumped up day. Like, I got goosies right now. Like, I'm ready. I'm ready for the day.
Go.
I might even have 2 London fogs today.
Let's go. That's awesome.
Well, Jade, what would you say? I'm sure you get the reciprocal of the question, but what's a piece of advice you could give to a new entrepreneur, or us, some entrepreneurs who've been in it for a little bit?
One of the big pieces of advice I love sharing with entrepreneurs is asking for help is not a sign of weakness. I mean, people think that we have to do it by ourselves, or we have to take this journey alone. Or if you are struggling and there are issues, and whether that be with your business or your family, somebody's always there to talk to. We've got such a collaborative community. Somebody will reach out and help. Somebody will be there to listen, because I have not, sat down with, thousands of entrepreneurs over the last 9 years. And there isn't a problem that I haven't been able to, maybe I wasn't able to help them with, but somebody that I knew would be able to help them with. Yeah. And it's a struggle. It's a journey you don't have to take alone. So that's something that I always say, and you guys reiterated, right? Going to networking events, reaching out to people, talking to them, even beforehand, we talked about, reaching out to Adam at Alchemist One to, potentially talk. Like, there's always something that, if you might be struggling with, someone in our community will be there to help you.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. I love that.
Oh, exactly. And thank you for the like, Margaret. I mean, it's been a great conversation here, gentlemen. I mean, like I said, I'm inspired. I'm pumped, and it's been a journey and a pleasure getting to know you guys and watching what you're doing. So, as my other catchphrase says, keep on being awesome. And I look forward to seeing you guys at Founders Coffee. And again, if anybody does need any help, reach out. You can reach out to myself, Margaret, who's on here, Derek, if you have marketing questions. Like, there's lots of people here that will sit down and have a coffee with you. So,
Awesome.
I mean, yeah, I mean, here we go. It was a great conversation, gentlemen. I hope everybody enjoys their Wednesday. And yeah, I look forward to watching you two grow and turn this into something huge.
Awesome. Thank you,
much.
Jade.
Thank you for having
Appreciate
us
it.
on.
All right, boys, and everybody that's listening, have a great day, and we'll